Salaam Nerds is brought to you by halalshirts.com, where you can find fun novelty gifts for your Muslim friends. While you're at it, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel.
Yo, Salaam Nerds! It's your boy Neebz, aka Watch with Neebz, and I'm here with my co-host Jazz, aka Jazz Girl.
You may have just said Jasmine or something at that point.
Jazz Girl, aka, you know, I had to reference in Batgirl, R.I.P., so we're going to be talking about that. So, Batgirl, Jazz Girl.
Oh my god,
Neebz. Yes. It's harder to come up with new nicknames for you every single episode. Because, like, it has to
You have one job, Neebz. You have one job.
Listen, if I can pick random nicknames for you every episode, it'd be one thing, but I have to make a nickname that is a reference to the episode we're talking about. So it's harder that way.
You don't always have to. You could just be like Jazzercise, Jazzerino.
All right.
Anything. Like...
I'm getting more freedom. I'm getting more freedom now. All right, that's awesome. All right, well, we got to introduce you to our guest, someone who's been on our episode before. She was on our Bridgerton episode. She is my BFF. She's the person whose name I stole when I came up with Watch with Neebz. And it's my friend Reebs.
Hello.
Hey, Reebs.
Hi, how are you guys? I'm so excited to be here.
Hey.
I'm always asking Reebs to be on our show, and she's always too busy for us.
In my defense,
She's too
I
popular.
was in San Diego Comic-Con, and then when I came back, I was dead from San Diego Comic-Con, so I am finally ready to be here. I'm sorry, though.
That's fair.
It's awkward that I have both Jazz and Reebs on this episode, because the episode before this, Jazz wasn't on there. And the thing is, Reebs was my first pick as a co-host, and she shot me down.
I was going to say, you're going to mention this.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you were my first pick.
I'm the backup.
Oh, no,
and
sorry,
Jazz was my backup.
Co-host, yeah.
No, you're not the backup, Jazz. You're like Stormbreaker, and she's like Mjolnir, right? Like she's like the first my choice. But you're Stormbreaker, man. It's special with you.
It is special. It's more
okay,
special.
so this episode, it's got to be like staring you down the entire time, like Stormbreaker did in the new Thor movie.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry. I wanted to make sure you had the most best podcast, and that would mean that it would have Jazz in it instead of. So that's why we did it.
Jazz is pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Jazz is an awesome co-host. He killed it.
You're lying.
No, you guys do great
Jazz.
Together. You guys are amazing.
You're lying. I already know it. You don't have to be nice to me. It's okay.
No, Jazz is awesome. So what we're going to do with today's episode is we're going to talk a little bit about Comic-Con. We're going to talk about Phase 4, Phase 5, and what's going on with the state of the MCU. But before we do that, you know, I'm one of those guys that likes the bad news first, because then I get to like leave on a high note, leave on a good note. So let's talk about some bad news. I got
news.
Some. I see what you did there.
Let's do it.
This is why we gotta have Reebs on the show more.
Right? I can see why you had her as your first choice.
I'm glad you guys
I know.
Thank you.
I know. You know what? If Reebs was my co-host, we weren't going to be Salaam Nerds. We were going to be Watch with Neebz and Reebs. That was going to be the name. But I like
not a nerd.
Yeah, I like Salaam Nerds more. It's more.
I like
fun,
it better.
But
It's better.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess we're going to talk about some bad news. And DC went ahead and they cut the Batgirl movie, man. Just out of nowhere. 90% of it was done. Not even putting it for streaming. Just completely cut. That is wild. Jazz, so the rumor is that this is what's done for tax reasons, and you're pretty up on that stuff. Could you explain what's actually happening?
Okay, so one, a lot of things can be done for tax reasons. What perplexes me about this is that this has never been done where a movie is made in post-production and studio cancels it. Like, this is just unprecedented territory. From the tax side of it, right, if it's an absolute loss, whatever cost they had in making the movie, they can deduct on their taxes that year. And technically, they can carry it forward 20 years or back 2 years, depending on how they go about it. But Why they're doing it, I don't know. Because once your movie's making to post-production, like, it's ready to go mostly.
Yeah.
Right? Like I said, it's 90% done, 10% left. I don't understand what the CEO is doing. And the CEO, David Zaslav, I don't know if I'm saying it right. But this guy, oh my God, he is the most shrewd CEO I have ever researched. He's the guy who axed CNN Plus after 4 days of it being live because there weren't enough subscribers. Like, this dude will chop off anyone's head just to save 2 pennies.
That's wild. And I heard he got rid of a lot of. I heard he got rid of a lot of people of color in some of these like positions and just replaced him with a whole bunch of white guys. Yeah. Like, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think
he wants his team in there.
Yeah.
He doesn't want anyone dissenting. He wants his way or the highway.
And I think it was like 70% of people. There was some percentage that came out today that he like fired people too. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he fired, but I think they are thinking that DC is going to go away, and 70% of people who work on HBO Max are going to lose their job. That's wild.
That's crazy.
Whoa! Like, it's not just 70% of people. Like, HBO Max itself and Discovery Plus, they're about to become one platform, and they're going to focus more on reality TV. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this guy thinking? Like,
but here's the thing, like,
this is the worst CEO ever.
But like, Discovery Plus doesn't even have good reality TV. Yeah. Like, Bravo and ABC has them. Like, they don't even have good.
Correct.
Discovery Plus, like, nature stuff. Like, I don't understand what they're even gonna do.
I don't either.
No,
nobody in the industry knows what's going on. Yeah. But what we do know is HBO Max's future is in the air right now, and very likely it's going to go away and merge with Discovery Plus into something new.
It's so wild because HBO Max is one of the best streaming services that's out there right now. They have great content. Correct. And it's because like Netflix is trash. Honestly, like other than Stranger Things, there's nothing to watch on Netflix. Hulu is pretty good because they have like real TV shows that are actually out right now. And then there is
Apple's I think Apple's one of the best right now too. I actually watch a lot of TV shows on there, and I love it. And there's so many underrated shows.
Yeah, there's Severance. There's like a few other Ted Lasso, and a few others.
Ted Lasso is great. I do love me Ted Lasso.
I don't think they're there yet.
Yeah,
but even Amazon's got the new Lord of the Rings coming out. They have the best superhero show in Invincible and The Boys. Like, Amazon is doing good, man. They're doing well. So it's weird to me that HBO Max, which is better than all of them, it's like, we're gonna dip. We're not gonna work on this. That's so wild.
HBO Max has Harry Potter. HBO Max had Studio Ghibli. It has Game of Thrones. Like, just
Westworld.
By the way, they're getting rid of the Harry Potter films too. I think I just read that the other day. All of them are going to. So I don't know what's happening there. I just read that though. All 8 films are being taken off. So
this is like sabotage. Like, this is wild to me.
It might be sabotage. I think that's the only explanation. You don't do this unless you're going to make money from somebody else later on.
But guys, this goes even further because even when the deal was happening, they were gutting all the CW shows. Like, they were gutting like Legends of Tomorrow, Batgirl, Black Lightning. And then like they announced that The Flash is going to be the final season. Like, they were gutting all these shows on CW also. Like, crazy amounts of shows were being gutted.
They were saying they were going to sell the CW, and that was the point of that. But it doesn't make any sense because they have Gotham Knights, I think that's supposed to happen, and now they still have Stargirl and they have Superman. So it's just like, it just doesn't make sense to me what they're doing with anything.
It really doesn't. And
nothing makes sense.
They say Superman and Lois are going to be their own universe now. So like, how does that work? Right?
I don't understand. That was a big thing in the finale, was like, they separated themselves from like what we know as the Arrowverse.
But I'm telling you right now that if HBO Max goes away and it goes back to being HBO on cable, I'm not getting cable. I'm not going back to cable. Like, just won't watch the shows. Like, there's nothing that like would make me want to go back, get cable, get all these channels I don't want, pay for all of them, and like watch them. Like, no, like, I just won't watch it. Like,
David,
I don't care.
If you're listening, I'm gonna go back to piracy. I'm telling you on live right now. I will figure out how to use torrents again.
BitTorrent.
After years of not doing it.
I will download.
I will torrent everything from your studio and put it on a Plex server and give that out to everybody so they can stream in peace. Fuck you.
I don't know how to do any of that, so like I would have to find my old LimeWire. Find Kazaa.
I got you.
Kazaa. Oh my god, I forgot about that.
My Plex login. Good times.
Oh man.
That's
It seems like weird timing because with like they have House of the Dragon coming out in like a month, or not even in a month. Sorry, a couple weeks, and then like they have so many shows that do well for them. Like I don't know if you guys Hacks is on there, right? Hacks is a great show if you haven't seen it. There's just so many things. So like, what are they doing with it? And they
got Doom Patrol. Titans doesn't do that great, but still like Titans. They got so many, and the Harley Quinn show.
Oh my god!
Yo, this is a lot of.
That's so amazing. Yeah,
but they're all on the chopping block. That's so. And Peacemaker.
Oh, yeah.
Peacemaker's on the chopping block too.
Peacemaker,
and then
right?
There's
Yeah.
a spin-off of that too, isn't there? There's like another. I don't know. There's just so many things happening, but.
Oh, I did read about that. There's a spin-off, but that's also going to go away, allegedly.
Yo, it's crazy. And honestly, if Blue Beetle goes away, yo, that's going to be the worst. Like, right now, all these fanboys and Snyder boys are all like, who cares about, like, Batgirl and stuff like that? But watch, when they come for Blue Beetle, like, that's when people are going to be like, oh, shit.
I mean, they're also talking about delaying, because obviously The Flash has all the drama because of Ezra Miller, right? So now that sucks because we had Michael Keaton in that, and now we don't really know what they're doing with that. And I think in an attempt to figure out what they want to do with The Flash, they're now talking about delaying Black Adam and Shazam, which are done, which have been promoted. They were at Comic-Con. They have this great presence there. And it's like, why are you... Please don't mess. Like, I just hope they don't mess with completed movies in an attempt to figure out what to do with The Flash. Because, like, I don't think any amount of time is going to help The Flash at this point.
Well, they already did that because they started, they reshot Aquaman with Batfleck.
Yeah, they did.
They took out Michael Keaton and put in Batfleck. Yeah. So, like, what the hell is going on over there? It's so wild.
And you know, the only reason people found out is because they walked out, Jason Momoa and Ben Affleck walked out of the studio while a tour was going by. And people spotted them together. Yeah. And then that was how people saw that they were together. And so they had to say something about it.
That's crazy. And the thing is, both Aquaman has the Amber Heard controversy. The Flash has the Ezra Miller controversy. Batgirl was the only movie that didn't have any controversy. Like, it was fine. Everything was easy peasy. They had Brendan Fraser, bro. The comeback of Brendan Fraser.
Sad.
I'm very mad about that one, actually. Because, like, he was so down about his whole career, and the internet came together, lifted his spirits, and said, hey, you know what, man? Come back. We love you. We will support you. What happens? He comes back, acts immediately.
That's crazy, man.
I am very mad about that one, actually. Really...
And like, I heard he did a great job as Firefly, the villain, because he brought like, you know, more levity to it, and you really felt bad for the villain, which is like a really cool thing. So sad, bro, sad. And then also there's the whole thing about like, you know, Leslie Grace was the first Dominican person to portray Batgirl. Like, how many little girls were like looking forward to seeing that and cosplaying as her and stuff like that? That's sad, man. It's really sad. Just bums me out.
Sadness. I didn't know that the Miss Marvel, Adil and Bilal, right? I didn't know they had directed it. I had no idea.
Yeah, they're directing Miss Marvel.
They directed it. They're devastated.
I saw that.
I mean,
yo, you know what happened? He found out on his wedding.
Yeah, he found out at his wedding in Morocco.
That's wild. Imagine being your wedding day and you find out your entire movie that you completely finished. Your first superhero movie is pretty much canned. That's wild.
Oh my god, yeah. I'm like so scared every day what they're gonna do next. I'm like, please don't tell us anything.
Yeah. Dude, like Marvel gets a lot of shit, but like when you see DC, you're kind of like, yeah, you got your shit together.
We thought like now it's like DC was like, it was like just the DC films are like a hot mess, and now like all of a sudden it's like their entire company is unraveling because now like they're talking about like HBO Max and messing with that and doing this and doing that, and you're like, you just like completely obliterated everything. So
Yeah, they said they're getting rid of all their scripted shows and going to focus on unscripted stuff. Which, like, I don't understand why these fanboys are so happy about this, because, like, y'all don't care about reality TV.
Yeah.
like I'll be fine. I'll be
They're just
fine.
being racist.
They're just being racist and misogynistic.
Yeah.
Like, why are you happy that this is happening? It's so weird. And people are like, well, it's a good thing because the movie would have bombed. But, like, there's like one news outlet that said it was going to bomb, and everyone just ran with it. And it was the New York Post. And everybody knows, like, the New York Post.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Fuck the New York Post.
Right? They'll take any
my
opportunity
God.
to trash, like, you know,
Oh, yeah.
any kind of, like...
They'll trash anything for clicks. They
Exactly.
are like...
But-
They're like BuzzFeed, but evil.
But Variety already just proved that, like, that wasn't true. And then a bunch of other articles came out and said that it had positive reviews, right? But it just wasn't a event level movie. It was more like a TV show movie, which it's fine. If it's a TV show movie, put it on fucking the streaming service. Like, I don't need it to go to
Then how would
theaters.
you get the tax write-off?
I don't.
But the thing, if they get the tax write-off, they can never, ever release it.
Correct.
Oh, dang.
Correct. They cannot.
It'll be in a vault forever.
Dang. I didn't know
That's
that.
insane. Yeah.
It's 90 million. Like, how are you going to justify a 90 million tax write-off versus your handful of subscribers on HBO Max? Like, I understand the math behind it, but what I don't understand is that even if you put on HBO Max and you made some revenue off of it, you can still claim a tax write-off on whatever your cost of the movie is less your revenue. If that number, if your loss number is bigger than the revenue number, you can still write off and get a tax loss. In fact, you're canceling other things. Like, I know this animated show, Little Ellen, also got canceled.
Yeah.
Right? Or, you know, they're shelving whatever season they're on. They're writing that off too. Like, you can generate losses in other ways if you're gonna be that shrewd about it. Oh fuck. It just occurred to me. Companies generate net operating losses, and then they can sell the company so a different studio or company can use that operating loss up to 80% of it.
Okay.
They're going to sell
in English.
WB. They're going to sell WB
Yeah,
to somebody.
it looks like it. Actually,
Oh.
That's the play here. They're generating operating losses as tax assets on their balance sheet to eventually sell to somebody else so they can use these tax losses. And then the CEO moves up into a different company.
interesting.
I think I know what you're saying.
And they reduce the competition. Whoever's going to buy WB is getting rid of HBO Max and Discovery with it.
Oy vey. Oh my.
Oh, is that? But, like, wouldn't the CEO be, like, doing espionage, like corporate espionage, if they're doing this?
Who's going to stop him? Who's going to stop him?
This is some Lex Luthor shit,
know.
man. What the fuck?
Think about it. If they like destroy the streaming platform and all of their content, and somebody buys it and re-ups everything, and their share prices go through the roof, the shareholders wouldn't care. They're happy this happened.
Interesting.
But then what happens?
WB is about to be sold to somebody. Whether it's Apple, whether it's Amazon, whether it's Netflix, whether it's Disney.
Wait, I'm so confused.
Someone's going to buy out WB.
Wait, I'm so confused. Like, why would you want to lower its value and then sell it? Wouldn't you want its value to be high so you can sell it at a high price?
I don't think.
The tax implications. This is a way to reduce some companies' taxes because they're about to get hit with a massive bill for something. Wow. Which makes me think it's Amazon or it's
I could see it.
Apple, because it's not Disney. They're already in Georgia with their very generous tax package there.
It could be.
Amazon or Apple is about to buy WB. You heard it here first.
Whoa, I'm gonna load this. We gotta load this clip up as soon as possible.
Dang. I could
Yeah.
see.
This is a business deal. This is not a studio
it being
deal.
Amazon or Apple. Yeah.
Damn.
Dang, Jazz.
Which company needs the tax break right now? That's the question. Or let me rephrase. Which company needs this tax break in 2 years? That's the company that's going to buy WB.
Wow.
This is gonna go viral
don't
when
know,
it does
but
happen. It's gonna be really
Apple doesn't have any superheroes. They don't have any comic book content. So, Apple,
could be Apple.
AMC. I don't know who owns AMC. What's up with AMC? What are they doing right now?
AMC is really deeply entrenched in the
fine.
Walking Dead universe right now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
All right. Okay.
It's Amazon, man. I think it's Amazon.
It could be, man. They got them.
Amazon is the only one with the money.
Amazon does that one money.
And Amazon would be the only competitor to HBO Max.
Yeah.
Because their content is similar.
You're right. I don't know.
Amazon's going to buy WB.
All right, man. I don't know what to do with this information, but I do feel like that we're going to get, like, sniped if we, like, keep talking about this. Like, I feel like...
No! Bring it on!
I feel like Jazz just discovered something.
You saw the gears turning in my head as I was saying it out loud.
He's like, ooh.
Chad, you need to just like write this out so I can tweet this and like get some followers.
Like, please explain what you guys said.
All right. You know what? I'll tweet it. You retweet it.
Yeah. You make a whole thread and I'll retweet it and
okay.
and take credit for it.
Sure. Yes. We discovered it together. I was on my podcast with Watch Neebz and Watch the Reebs.
That's right.
And it occurred to me that this is how it happens.
Yes.
That's funny.
That's crazy. They're literally wow. This is some like fucking like the Social Network. They can make a Darren Aronofsky like movie about this like corporate takeover stuff.
Dang.
That's gonna be wild.
Mm-hmm.
This is wild.
Wild. All right, guys. Let's talk about something a little more happy. Let's talk about Comic-Con. Let's talk about the other cinematic universe, the one that doesn't have people throwing chairs at people in all of Hawaii looking for them, and don't have like people taking a poop on people's houses. Freaking Amber Heard. And let's talk about Marvel. So let's start with Phase 4, because Phase 4 is almost wrapping up. And then we'll go through Phase 5, all the Phase 5 announcements. But before we do that, Reebs, tell us about Comic-Con. You went to Comic-Con. How was it? What were your highlights?
It was amazing. So for the Marvel day, that day is Saturday, there was just a bunch of panels. And we actually joined a line group. So we had 30 people and we each took shifts. And basically over 30 hours, we all waited throughout that time, and then
30 hours.
Yeah, it was so cool. And and like we made random friends, and that was amazing. That's always the best part of any Comic-Con you can go to. So we got into the Saturday panel. We got to see a lot of cool stuff, including Lord of the Rings. Or no, sorry, that was Friday. So I saw Lord of the Rings on Friday, but we saw House of the Dragon. We saw The Rock.
Wait. What do you mean saw? You saw the trailer, or
Sorry,
you saw
the panel
like the actual?
And the cast. The panel and the cast.
Okay.
The House of the Dragon panel was a bit underwhelming, so there's not much to talk about there. The DC one was
with Matt Smith there.
Yeah, everybody was there. The whole cast was there, so that was exciting. And I think we saw 3 Doctor Who alums that day, so that was really exciting. That was cool. DC was neat. Like The Rock came in wearing Black Adam suit, and then they did a Shazam one. But the best one, which was the last one, was Marvel.
I can't believe all this was in one day. That's
yeah. So all of that was throughout the entire day. So there's one thing after another. I think Sandman was in there somewhere during the day as well. So Jenna Coleman was there, Matt Smith was there, and then Karen Gillan was there for Guardians. So I was like, yeah, Doctor Who. But yeah, I mean, it was, as always, like Kevin Feige delivered. It was, oh my God, I don't even know how to have words. Like every single thing that would come out of his mouth, you're like, are you serious? Are you serious? Because he's like Phase 4, Phase 5. And then he's like, also, let's talk about Phase 6. And yeah, like I think my favorite part about the entire panel, at least the Marvel one, was the Wakanda Forever part. Because they brought out they did a tribal dance, and it was just so emotional. And I remember,
dude, I could not imagine.
I remember being there in 2017 when they showed footage for the first time for the first movie, and I remember seeing Chadwick Boseman, and I remember seeing the entire cast was like celebrating and clapping and jumping for joy, and then to see them now, everybody was crying. So it was a really very heavy emotional moment. And right before that, Guardians did their final panel because this is their final one, and they were all crying. I'm like, oh my God, we were just all crying for like an hour. It was really amazing but sad.
Wow, that sounds emotional. Like I can't imagine being in it. I saw the Wakanda Forever stuff on like Line, and like I was like emotional. Like I can't imagine being there. Really that's got to be wild.
Yeah, and he said something. Ryan Coogler, when he came out, he's like, and then he mentioned the last time they were there together, and then he's like, Chadwick had his hand on my shoulder the whole time, and it's still here right now, and everyone just was like lost it. It was so sad. It was definitely like getting to see both, experiencing both of those moments was really cool. But yeah, it was hard to see this time around because you could feel that he wasn't there, and it made me sad. But it was nice to see such a great trailer though, and we saw a lot of footage that they didn't release, so I feel like a cool person. We saw lots of we saw Quantum Mania stuff. We saw Secret Invasion stuff. Wow. We saw what else was there during that panel? There was so much stuff. You guys got to see Black Panther, and what else did they release? She-Hulk stuff, right? Yeah,
I don't know if they released She-Hulk.
They just released the trailer, but we actually got to see a full-blown trailer for Secret Invasion and Quantum Mania, and
how was the Quantum Mania? Tell us about that.
It was really amazing. It was cool because they brought everyone out, and then in the end they brought out Jonathan Majors, which was awesome. So we got to see Kang, and it was really cool to see this version of him in the trailer. Yeah, it looks so exciting, and they're like in the quantum realm, like straight up in this one, and it looks awesome. Like just.
Wait, what did the quantum realm look like?
Like, it's just them. You know, like when they've gone in before and he's like shrunk, right? But
yes, we have seen them.
He's like now they're like full on walking around in it, and like this whole thing is literally taking place within there. Whereas before we've seen like pockets of it, right? And it's cool to see him like team up with his daughter, and kind of get to see like what Kang's gonna look like, because I think the Kang from Loki is a different variant than the Kang the Conqueror that's in Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Do they show him in his Kang outfit, or he's just like in something else?
They do. So cool. It was really cool. Yeah, like you see him walking out, and you see like his legs only first, and then like when it like the camera pans up, you see all of him, and you're like,
I hate you.
I know this panel. Actually, I would have had so much FOMO if I wasn't there, because I think they had a very similar panel in the 2019 Comic-Con, but obviously so much time went by that everything came out, and now they're on to the next thing. But oh man, and like guys, when I tell you Secret Invasion looks awesome, it looks awesome. It's so exciting. Like getting
really, I'm excited.
That one is just like trippy because like you just don't know who's a Skrull or not, and I think that's a lot of the premises. It's like this mystery, suspense thriller thing, and oh man, it's just, and then seeing like all these Emilia Clarke's in it, Olivia Colman's in it, so we got to see glimpses of them too, and it was great.
That's really cool, man. I'm really excited for Secret Invasion now. What is that, a TV show or is that a movie? What is that?
It is a TV show, I believe. Yeah, it should be.
Okay, so it's gonna be a few episodes.
Yeah, it should be a TV show from what I remember. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and
wow.
And then the Oh no, sorry. Go ahead.
Daredevil. Yeah, Daredevil, right? Mm-hmm. I can't believe they showed Daredevil. That's pretty wild. I am pretty excited. I wish I went, but also I only had tickets for Sunday, so like I don't think I would have had as great of a time. I actually gave away my ticket to a fan, to a follower.
Nice. That's awesome.
So that's
really cool.
Yeah.
Who was it? I'm curious.
It was Keeg. He had the podcast called The Keeg Show.
Oh, nice. Good.
Yeah. I
figured it'd be a long flight for you to take for the one day where there isn't. Normally there's Doctor Who. Doctor Who usually happens on Sundays, but I'm so annoyed they didn't bring them. It would have been a great opportunity.
The other thing is I know I'm going to be in LA quite a bit in September for a show that I might be filming. So we will see. So I didn't want to like I'm going to be there a bunch of times in September. So I didn't want to waste a ticket on Comic-Con, even though I was only going for one day. So I was like, and Sundays are usually not that great.
Yeah. Like I said, usually it's only Doctor Who, and then they had What We Do in the Shadows. I don't know if you watched that, but yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was.
So we talked a little bit about Black Panther. A lot of discourse going on about who's going to be the new Black Panther. What are your thoughts?
I saw the thing about potentially in the trailer what it could be a son. So is it his son? Is it somebody else? I don't know. There's a lot of unknowns. I have no idea. I'm just really, I don't know if I'm ready to watch it. I feel like it's going to be so emotional. Like I'm worried more about that than anything else. Like
it's going to suck watching that because it's going to hurt. Yeah. It's going to hurt a lot.
I've been thinking about that more. Then I'm like, oh, of course the story is going to go somewhere and things are gonna happen. But I'm just like,
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna just be hard to watch. So
No, man. I mean, the movie's gonna be great, but it's gonna
Yeah.
suck to watch because it's not gonna be a dry eye in the house. Definitely not. So there's a lot of discourse, man. People think it could be Shuri. I think that's the most common person that people are thinking. There's discourse about like, oh, I don't think Shuri should be the Black Panther unless you show us a training montage. And I'm like, I don't think you really like. I don't understand that because whenever like a female person is like a main hero, people need to see her train like crazy in order for her to be a believable protagonist, right? They said the same thing about Rey in The Last Jedi and what was the other one? The Rise of Skywalker. And now they're saying the same thing about Shuri. And I'm just like, bro, Wakanda is like a warrior, like, you know, tribe, nation. They're all warriors. Like, come on, relax, right? But yeah, I'm excited. I hope if Nakia, she's my favorite. I love Lupita. She's just, I love her. That would be really cool if she's the new Black Panther. But that trailer is so good. And Angela Bassett, her like voiceover to that Kendrick Lamar Bob Marley song, like,
yeah,
that was really
good. So good.
They played it twice they played it once, like when they first introduced it, and then everyone was crying, so they showed it again. Like the whole 6,000 plus people were just crying, and it was such a sad place, but that was a great trailer. It was so good.
Can't even imagine. And then the other one was She-Hulk, and She-Hulk's coming out in a few days, man. Where we're gonna get to see that in about like 2 weeks. So pretty excited about that. They moved She-Hulk back one day. Some people are saying they did it because of visual effects. Some people are saying they did it because they don't want it to compete with Andor.
That's
so we'll see. And I was like, it's convenient.
It's most likely the second one because we raised a stink about that Neebz.
We did. I wonder if it was us that did it because me and Jazz actually had a meeting with a VP of Disney, and we brought that up, and we made a little bit of a stink about it because they did not offer that courtesy to Miss Marvel. So me and Jazz were pretty peeved.
I know. I wish they would have just let it.
Yeah, separate, right? Have it on different days. So, I don't know. But that's cool. I'm looking forward to She-Hulk. A lot of people are not. I don't give a shit about those people because it's going to be a fun show. Like, I don't think it's going to be anything insane or crazy. It's not going to be like Netflix Daredevil, but it's going to be a fun show to watch. And I think people are going to hate Daredevil in this show because it's a different tone of Daredevil. Yeah. And I think people are not going to like it. So, we'll see.
I'm excited for it. It looks really funny, and I like the cast. And
it looked really funny.
Yeah, I think like it doesn't always have to be. I think people also have this expectation from Marvel, right? Like it has to like mean something or connect to something, and of course it does in the larger picture. But sometimes it's like cool. Like I didn't know I haven't read the comics, but I didn't know she broke the fourth wall, so that was like cool to see.
Yeah.
Or just like I just think it'll be fun, and I like that Mark Ruffalo's in it. And it was cool at the end of the trailer that they eventually released where you see like Daredevil, and I'm like, oh, fun! Like it's just fun that he's also going to be back, and it's Charlie Cox, and we have a lot to look forward to. So it's okay if she looks really weird a little bit, with like the whole situation, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, I think they fixed it. I've seen like recent trailers, and it's looking a lot better. So I'm pretty okay with the CGI. I am looking forward to Abomination's in there. Wong is in there. There's going to be a few cameos, which are really cool. Jamila Jamil is going to be playing the antagonist, so that should be fun. She's great in The Good Place, so you know I'm excited to see that. Overall, man, it's gonna be a good time. I'm gonna enjoy She-Hulk. I might start reading a few She-Hulk comics to prepare myself and see how, so we can talk about it a little bit better. But
no one knows everything.
I had an evil idea. I was like, wait a second, let me tell Neebz about that one universe where She-Hulk and Hulk end up together. But I'm like, no, we can't do that on the show. The show is rated PG-13.
Oh no, they're cousins, man. That's kind of weird.
That's a joke.
Kissing cousins.
There is a universe where they end up together.
Okay, but are they cousins in that universe?
Look that up.
Are they cousins?
That's just some desi shit. Doesn't pyar.
Damn it, Reebs.
Doesn't pyar.
Man. There's also a Groot show coming out. I Am Groot is coming out with this little kitty, show. I don't know what's it about, but I saw the trailer and it had like, I don't know what it's going to be. It's weird. It looks like a cute little show.
Is it just going to be him saying,
Or a
I'm
movie.
Groot
Vin Diesel needed
the whole
money.
time? Like, are there other characters?
Yeah.
Vin Diesel needed money.
Yo,
Now that the Fast and Furious saga's over, Vin Diesel needed money.
I'm Groot
He's gonna
over
say,
and
"I am Groot,"
over.
and
Can you
over in 20
imagine
languages.
if that's just all it is?
they could probably. It probably is. I bet you they could probably make that movie without actually using him doing any new voiceovers.
Probably.
Like, you could use old footage and probably
It
do
would
it.
be annoying to edit that way, but I'm sure they could because there's like every.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just I Am Groot in a different pitch. So we'll see.
I am Groot.
Yeah,
I am Groot.
we should do this whole
I
episode
am Groot.
saying I Am Groot.
We're talking about DC.
We should do a whole podcast
You're like-
episode just
You're
saying
like
I am
talking
Groot.
about DC, like
April 1st.
that would be so
Oh my
funny.
God.
Please do it.
We should do it on one of our Bachelor podcasts. Could you imagine? People would turn it off so fast.
I'd be like, no.
No, real talk. April Fool's Day. We'll do that. Okay.
Oh, April Fool's Day? Alright, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's release it on April Fool's Day. An entire episode just saying I Am Groot.
That would be so funny.
That's gonna be so
I
funny.
Am Groot.
I love it. I love it.
That's funny.
Oh my god.
That'd be
So there's one more show that's going to come out in Phase 4, and it's called Werewolf by Night, but we haven't seen anything about it, which is kind of weird.
they didn't mention anything
I
at
know.
Comic
It's gonna
Con.
get canceled.
It's gonna get canceled.
I mean, if it was DC, it would get canceled so fast. Yo,
That's their MO. If it's not a Comic Con,
I
it's
know.
getting canceled.
I bet you right now, like, if I went through the list of, like, things that would get canceled, if they were WB or all of them would be on there. Groot would be on there. She-Hulk would be on there. Werewolf by Night would be on there. Probably Echo would be on there. Agatha would be on there. There's so many shows that they would probably put. DC would cut.
All of them.
Yeah. Even though they're good shows,
Yeah.
it wouldn't matter. Just
It
cut
doesn't
it.
matter.
Fine.
You know what? I'm bored. Let's
Yeah.
just cut one more.
The thing is, like, here's the thing, man. Even if a show doesn't do that great in the ratings, like, still worth it, man. Miss Marvel didn't do that well in the ratings, but man, what a cultural impact it left. Like, it was so good and so important to the Pakistani community. So, like,
You
for
think the guy who cut CNN after 4 days gives a shit about feelings and emotions?
Well, let's just be happy he's
I
not in
guess
charge
not.
of anything Marvel, so we're good.
he
Thank
Thank God.
God.
he needs to read that book that we talked about, leadership in the MCU. Like,
Yes,
right?
he does.
He's going off the 48 Laws of Power. He needs to check out another way of doing leadership, man.
No, he's still like, it's worse than 40 Laws of Power. This is like dictatorship shit.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. All right, let's move on to Phase 5. Phase 5's got a bunch of shows.
Hey.
What are you most excited about in Phase 5?
We've got
So
Read two first.
let me read them off.
Yeah.
Let me read them off, and then we can pick. So first off, the first thing about Phase 5 is going to be Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I love Quantumania because it reminds me of Hulkamania, so I always think of like wrestling. Then there's Secret Invasion. Then there's Guardians of the Galaxy. Then there's Echo. Then there's The Marvels. Then there's Loki Season 2. Then there's Blade. Then there's going to be Agatha. Then there's going to be Daredevil. Then there's going to be... What's this one? Captain America. And then finally... Yep. And then finally Thunderbolts. So these are all the Phase 5 shows. What are your top shows and what are your least anticipated shows?
because we got to see stuff for like Secret Invasion and stuff. It's like up there just because I've gotten a glimpse and it just looks so cool and I'm so intrigued by it. So that's definitely high up there for me. Even Quantumania looked really
okay.
cool, but I think I'm definitely.
Wait, what was the first
I think
one you
Secret
said?
Invasion,
What was the
because
first one you
we saw like we saw footage
Oh, Secret
and it
Invasion.
just looks. It just sounds really cool and it looks really cool. I was a huge Daredevil fan and I cried when in Spider-Man you see him like like I swear to God I've never screamed louder when he had his cane and he like slams it down. I'm like, oh my God, it's happening. So I'm like freaking out excited about Daredevil. That's like, I mean, if I haven't seen anything obviously, but Daredevil is like I am so stoked for that one. So yeah, Daredevil, Secret Invasion, Marvels. I just want to see Iman Vellani on the big screen and back in my life.
Same.
I miss her already so much. And I think those are my top 3. I don't really know anything about Echo's character, so it's not that she's on the bottom of my list because it's going to be bad. I just don't really know much.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Loki should be fun. I'm excited for that to come back. But yeah, I definitely think Daredevil is like my number 1, and then Secret Invasion, and then Quantumania.
Wow. Okay. What about you, Jazz?
That's fascinating, because I was going to put Daredevil at number 1 too.
Wow, both of you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of Daredevil, man. Like, this when they first came on Netflix, and like I was like, oh, we're about to get a whole different universe of like TV shows with this. Daredevil is really what kicked it off, like at least in the modern thing of superhero shows. And so I'm a big fan. I've watched every season like religiously. At number 2, I know some people may be upset with this one, but I would have to say Loki.
Okay.
I want to see, like I think the Loki storyline, especially that leads up to Kang the Conqueror. I mean, that's fantastic, and this is what the whole Phase 4, 5, and even 6 is eventually centered around. So,
yeah, but you know what's weird? There's a big gap between Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania and Loki Season 2, and I wonder what that's about.
What do we not know, Neebs? Just say it.
Wait, could you guys explain what Thunderbolts is? That's the other one I don't know about. Like, who's would be in it?
So Thunderbolts is the Suicide
like
Squad.
anti-hero.
Yeah, it's a Suicide Squad of Marvel. So Zemo is definitely going to be in it. Probably Yelena is going to be in it.
Valentina or the Julia Louis-Dreyfus character, or no?
Yep, she's going to be their Nick Fury, basically, or Viola Davis. Abomination is most likely going to be in it. And then probably a few others that we haven't seen yet. There's a chance Bucky might be in it, so we'll see. I don't know. Sometimes he is, sometimes he isn't. And then he might be their like Rick Flag, who's like a good guy, and have to keep him in line. I don't know. Who knows? And the U.S. Patriot might be in it.
So, since you mentioned Bucky, I actually didn't have the Marvels in my top 3 because I have Captain America.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually want to see New World Order because as much as I love Iman and Miss Marvel, I know that movie's going to be amazing, right? I know we're going to be in New York probably doing a premiere for it. Like, we already know we're going to be very hyped for it, right? So because I already know what's about to happen with our hype, I'm like, all right, I can, I'm more excited about something else right now then. And quite frankly, I am Miss Marveled out, just like you were, Neebs. I know
I was Miss Marveled out. I was so Miss Marveled out. I was so burnt out.
I still feel it's still a little burnout right now. So for that reason, I have the Marvels at 4, but Captain America: New World Order, right? We see Sam Wilson as actual Captain America in a Captain America movie. I am very excited about that, especially given all the shit that he's been through. Because it was like, bring back Chris Evans, and he's like,
oh my God.
Right. So, yeah, Captain America: New World Order is my number
3. Okay, fair. For me, I think the movie I'm looking forward to the most probably is going to be Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I love Paul Rudd. I think he's awesome. Super funny.
He's amazing. Like,
and then to see Kang, and then that line, like, "Have I killed you before?" I'm like, "Oh, that's such a dope line." I didn't even hear it. I just heard other people talk about it, and it's so dope. Like imagine being like Ariba and like being in the room and hearing that line. I was like, "Oh, I haven't even heard it. I just read it, and it's just so dope." Really excited for that. Just like you, I'm very excited for Captain America and the New World Order. I'm a little hesitant about it because, like, I did not love Falcon and the Winter Soldier, so I hope this show makes up for it. I hope we get better villains than the Flag Smashers or whatever. I hope this is something like really, really good, because there was nothing wrong with Sam. There was nothing wrong with Bucky. It was just the villains that didn't do it for me, right? So
it was also a lot of the plot. Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, if we can get like Sam and Bucky, I don't even care if Bucky's in it, as long as Sam's in it. and give him like a really good plot and really good villain, I'm super excited. And then 3 is the Marvels. Like I am marveled out, but like I'm still excited for it. Like because it's gonna be a year. It's gonna be a year till we say it. I will be excited for it once it happens. The only reason I don't know. I do like Loki. I love Loki, and I'm excited for season 2. The way season 1 ended left a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't love the ending, and that's the only reason. Daredevil. The only issue with Daredevil is I think people are in for a rude awakening with Daredevil because I don't think it's going to be the same Daredevil for Netflix, and I think people are going to be like, "Why is he making jokes?" or "Why is Kingpin wearing a Hawaiian shirt?" Like I don't think people are going to get the same Daredevil, even though maybe canonically he might be the same Daredevil. I don't think we're going to get the same tone.
But I actually like the more jokey, lighthearted version of this Daredevil.
You do?
I'm actually
Okay.
looking forward to it, yeah.
I'm open to it, but I don't know. The other thing is Agatha, House of Darkness. Take it or leave it. I'm going to enjoy it while it's on, but it's not something I gotta have. If one show got scrapped, that would be the one where I'd be like, all right, okay, Agatha,
Fair.
you were great in WandaVision, but the other one. Oh, you know what? I might take off. I don't know if I might. I might want to take off somebody and put in Blade.
Blade, I had at number 5.
Oh, Blade looks good too, bro. Blade looks so good. And there's rumors that there's going to be a South Asian hero in it. It's got me even more excited. I think a Daisy person is directing it.
I remember meeting the director.
Yeah. He's from Sugarland, isn't he?
I remember meeting the director of the guy who's directing Blade because a few years, not even a few, like 2014 in New York, when his documentary, When Birds Fly, or there's some documentary he did a Q&A at one of the small movie theaters. So when they announced it was Bassam, whatever, I'm like, oh, I've met the guy before. Because I saw there was like a whole event and they would be screening his documentary over and over again. So, yeah,
that's so wild.
Meeting him.
Yeah, Bassam is from here, like this town I'm in right now. The
Yo,
he's from here.
We got to get him on the podcast somehow. We
can. I know people who know him. We can make an easy ask that way.
Yes, Brown connection. Da-na-na-na.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yo,
we'll definitely do that.
We pulled that Brown card really a lot. Like Miss Marvel, we pulled that Brown card so much. It was so
that
funny.
should have been relatively easy, right? Steve or a lot of people in the soccer.
Yeah.
I know. I met him. So I was wondering at the beach iftar why we kept staring at my halal and haram. It turns out it was in the show.
Oh,
and I had no idea. He had no idea that I didn't know. He thought I somehow knew something.
Funny.
That's so funny.
Yeah, by sheer coincidence,
hilarious.
I had the halal and haram hats when I met Sagar after he was done filming.
That's so funny. Oh man. Well. Listen, guys, this was a good talk. We talked about, we got the bad news. Let's leave on a high note. We talked about Marvel. Lots of good things coming through. We talked about what we're excited about. And I don't know, man. I think it's a good time to be a Marvel fan. Not so much about the other one, but we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes.
Let's not talk about that ever again.
Let's just focus on the mouse and other franchises. So we'll see. We
love you, Maria. Thank you for not ruining.
Yeah. Well, anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming. Reebs, thank you so much for being here. Where can people find you? Let them know.
I am on Twitter primarily. Watch with Reebs.
Anyways, guys, that's all we have for you this week. Check us out next week with some more Bachelor content, and maybe we'll have a guest on. Who knows? We'll see. But until next time, guys, Salaam, nerds.